What if I told you some of NASA's most expensive missions didn't end with answers? They ended with silence. Out there beyond Earth's atmosphere, space doesn't care how much a mission costs or how brilliant the engineers are. One tiny mistake, one failed sensor, one lost signal, and years of planning can vanish into the darkness forever. When we think of NASA, we remember moon landings, breathtaking images of distant galaxies, and rovers exploring Mars. But behind those triumphs lies another story few people ever hear. A story of spacecraft that never came home, probes that simply stopped talking, and missions that left scientists staring at silent computer screens, waiting for a signal that never returned. Some failures were eventually explained. Others remained surrounded by unanswered questions because the only witness was a machine drifting millions of kilometers away. These weren't just engineering setbacks. They were moments that tested humanity's confidence in exploring the unknown. Tonight, we're uncovering the NASA missions that ended in failure, mystery, and in some cases, without ever revealing what truly happened. Because in space, sometimes the last signal is the last clue you'll ever get. It was supposed to become one of NASA's greatest achievements, a spacecraft built to unlock the secrets of Mars' climate after a journey of nearly 670 million kilometers. Launched in December 1998, the Mars Climate Orbiter performed flawlessly for almost 10 months. Every system worked. Every course correction appeared normal. By all accounts, success was only moments away. Then, it reached Mars. As engineers waited for confirmation that the spacecraft had entered orbit, something unexpected happened. The signal vanished. No distress call, no second chance. Just silence. For weeks, NASA searched for answers. The investigation uncovered one of the most astonishing engineering failures in space exploration. One team had calculated navigation data using imperial units, while another expected metric units. A simple mismatch between pounds force and newtons slowly pushed the spacecraft off course throughout its journey. Instead of entering orbit safely, it descended far too low into the Martian atmosphere, where it was likely destroyed or skipped back into deep space forever. A mission worth $327 million was lost, not because of a massive explosion, but because of a tiny mathematical oversight. And as unbelievable as that sounds, the next mission wouldn't even leave NASA with an explanation. It would simply disappear. Just 3 months after the loss of the Mars Climate Orbiter, NASA launched another ambitious mission. This time, the goal wasn't to orbit Mars, it was to land. The Mars Polar Lander was designed to touch down near the planet's icy South Pole, a region no spacecraft had ever explored. If successful, it could reveal clues about Mars's climate, frozen water, and the possibility of past habitability. On December 3, 1999, after traveling millions of kilometers through space, the spacecraft began its final descent. Everything now depended on 7 terrifying minutes. It sliced into the Martian atmosphere, deployed its parachute, released its heat shield, and prepared for the final landing burn. Then, nothing. Mission Control waited for the first signal from the surface. Seconds passed. Then, minutes. Hours. The spacecraft never called home. Unlike the Mars Climate Orbiter, investigators never recovered a final transmission. no black box. No images. No confirmation of what went wrong. Engineers proposed several possibilities. The landing engines may have shut off too early after a false sensor reading, causing the spacecraft to crash. But without evidence, no one could prove it. To this day, the exact fate of the Mars polar lander remains unknown. And if losing a spacecraft on another planet sounds unsettling, the next mission would continue its journey long after humanity could no longer hear its voice. Not every mission ends in a sudden disaster. Some simply fade away. Launched in 1972, Pioneer 10 became humanity's first spacecraft to travel through the asteroid belt and the first to fly past Jupiter, sending back breathtaking images that transformed our understanding of the giant planet. But its greatest achievement came after the headlines had faded. Powered by a small nuclear generator, Pioneer 10 kept traveling farther and farther into the darkness beyond every planet, beyond the edge of the solar system's known frontier at the time. As the years passed, its power slowly drained. Each transmission became weaker than the last. Engineers at NASA used some of the world's largest radio antennas to catch its faint whispers from billions of kilometers away. Then, on January 23, 2003, they received what would become its final detectable signal. After more than 30 years in space, Pioneer 10 fell silent. NASA concluded that its dwindling power supply could no longer operate its transmitter. Yet the spacecraft itself didn't vanish. Even today, it continues drifting through interstellar space silent, untouched, carrying a small plaque that tells an unknown civilization where humanity came from. Its mission ended. Its journey never did. And while Pioneer 10 quietly disappeared into the stars, the next mission would survive an impossible journey, only to be destroyed just seconds from home. Some NASA missions fail at launch. Some fail in deep space. But one mission survived everything, only to be destroyed seconds before victory. In 2001, NASA launched the Genesis mission with an extraordinary goal: collect particles from the solar wind and bring them safely back to Earth. For nearly 3 years, everything went exactly as planned. The spacecraft captured priceless samples and began its journey home. Then came the final moments. On September 8, 2004, helicopters circled overhead, ready to catch the descending capsule in mid-air after its parachute deployed a spectacular ending to a flawless mission. But the parachute never opened. Instead, the capsule slammed into the Utah desert at nearly 310 kilometers per hour, sending a cloud of dust into the air. The cause wasn't an engine failure or software bug. During assembly, tiny acceleration sensors had been installed backwards. They never detected re-entry correctly, so the parachute system was never triggered. Years of success, undone by a mistake almost too small to believe. Against all odds, scientists managed to recover many of the damaged samples, turning what looked like a total disaster into a partial scientific success. But the next failures wouldn't leave anything to recover. They would leave the entire world watching in horror V. Not every NASA tragedy happened millions of kilometers away. Some unfolded right before the eyes of the entire world. On January 28, 1986, Millions of people, including classrooms full of children, watched as Space Shuttle Challenger lifted into the sky. Just 73 seconds after launch, disaster struck. A rubber O-ring seal in one of the solid rocket boosters had failed in the unusually cold weather, allowing hot gases to escape. The shuttle broke apart, claiming the lives of all 7 crew members. 17 years later, history repeated itself. On February 1, 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia was returning home after a successful 16-day mission. During launch, a piece of insulating foam had struck the shuttle's left wing, creating damage that went unnoticed. As Columbia re-entered Earth's atmosphere, superheated gases entered the wing, causing the vehicle to break apart over the skies of Texas. Once again, 7 astronauts lost their lives. These tragedies forever changed NASA's safety culture, engineering reviews, and mission planning. They were heartbreaking reminders that even after decades of experience, space exploration still demands an unforgiving price. But while Challenger and Columbia revealed their causes, one final mystery would remain hidden for years, waiting silently on the surface of Mars to be discovered. For years, it was one of Mars' greatest mysteries. On December 25, 2003, the Beagle 2 lander began its descent toward the Martian surface. Built by the United Kingdom and carried to Mars aboard the European Space Agency's Mars Express, the mission aimed to search for evidence of past life. Everything seemed normal, until the moment it was supposed to land. The signal never arrived. Mission controllers called again and again. Nothing. Months turned into years, and Beagle 2 was declared lost. Without a single transmission, no one knew whether it had crashed, bounced, or simply vanished into the vast Martian landscape. Then, more than 11 years later, a NASA orbiter equipped with an incredibly powerful camera changed everything. Hidden in plain sight, Beagle 2 was finally spotted on the surface of Mars. It had landed successfully, but high-resolution images suggested that not all of its solar panels had fully deployed, likely blocking its communication antenna. The spacecraft may have completed one of the hardest landings ever attempted, only to spend the rest of its existence unable to say a single word. Sometimes, the greatest mystery isn't how a mission ends. It's how close it came to succeeding. It's easy to measure a mission by whether it succeeded or failed. But space exploration has never been that simple. The Mars Climate Orbiter taught NASA that even the smallest engineering mistake can destroy years of work. The loss of the Mars Polar Lander reshaped how future landings were designed and tested. Genesis proved that even after disaster, valuable science could still be recovered. The tragedies of Challenger and Columbia transformed spacecraft safety forever. And Pioneer 10 and Beagle 2 reminded us that sometimes a mission's greatest story is told only after its signal has gone silent. Every one of these missions carried the hopes of thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts who dared to push beyond what humanity had ever done before. Space is unforgiving. It doesn't reward confidence, experience, or ambition. It only rewards precision. Yet despite every setback, we continue to return. Because every failed mission becomes the blueprint for the next successful one. The greatest discoveries in history were never made by those who feared failure, but by those willing to face the unknown again. If you enjoyed uncovering the forgotten stories behind space exploration, subscribe for more documentaries where every mission has a story and every silence has a reason.